Yep, that is a looted Tyranid. But why? And also, how did Bill get my phone number?
Hello? Is that Scratchy Bastion?
I need to build a big boy Tyranid body. The way they do it at Games Workshop is with a big pile of cardboard, so I follow that process. Gloop that pistolette glue. Once the cardboard outline is perfect, I mash on a bunch of aluminum foil to bulk out the shape. I start to mark out where the carapace panels will be. Oh, that's right, this guy is part of the Bill Making Stuff's big bot bash collab, where you roll a few dice to determine the features of a robot. I don't know where to get a 20-sided die, or if that even exists, so I have to get help from AI. Number, carapace. The stir sticks mark out the peaks. Then I plan where the vents or spines will go. Every good Tyranid has vents. I add more sticks to mark out the peaks, then I file them down to get closer to the final shape. A bit more foil bulking, and then it's spackle time. Fill it up and smooth it down. Once that's dry, I do some carving and Mod Podging and even more spackling. I really glop it on to fill out the shape, and since it's so easy to carve and shave after the fact, you really can't go wrong. Carving and sanding it down. Next is the chimneys or spines. I cut out a decent cardboard shape, and after adding some strips to thicken the middle, I encase it in bill foam. The way the foam curved around the inner structure was actually perfect for these parts. Once the set is complete, they get installed into the carapace back. I think this is a good time to make a base using this surplus DVD. After scratching for that adhesion assist, I crumble up an old cork coaster for some ground cover. I don't know why I made a base before the legs, but okay, let's see what we rolled. Number, Spidey. Okay, that's gonna work just fine for this fella. I will make it work. Stir stick bones bundled in foil flesh and hot glue, also flesh. With the bundly foil blob legs ready, I begin to smear on the modeling paste, and okay, I don't really know anything about sculpture. I probably should have paid more attention to my buddy Alan from North on the Border.
Alan!
So now they're done. Weird legs need Tyranid hooves, and I already had the stir sticks out. In this masterful throwback to the Warp Shadow days, I make the ultimate stomping foot with a series of angled wood chunks. Get those cut and sanded down to the ideal angle, and then very light gap filling is applied. Yes, quite hoofy. Down onto the base, and then insert the legs. Then I figure out how and where to attach the body. Yeah, might help if I had some front arms. Number, triple jointed. Easy. So easy I made this one while I was assembling the legs, but what about the talons? To make a thin, sleek scything talon, I have this nice, brand new plastic card, still fresh and sealed in the package. But this is Scratch Bastion, baby, so we're gonna use business cards. I cut out a scythe-like shape and then plastify it with a thick layer of SB Podge. Once those are cured, I begin the thickening stage with a set of coffee stir sticks, glued down on one side and then pruned, and repeat. Then even more thickening with more sticks. Whittle and file that to get the tapered blade edge angle. With the angles all set, all that is left is filling up the gaps with modeling paste. Smooth it down and oh yeah, it's all coming together. Final filing and carving, and we got ourselves some talons. Prune off the excess and then carve out that little round notch thing at the back of the blade. On a real knife, this is called the choil. With the properly choiled talon in place, there's only one thing left to do. Start looting. The best way to loot is by adding many panels. I use this flexible foam to make curved armor panels that wrap around the back of the talon. Bulk out the joint with some greeblies, and then I make a nicer quality plastic panel as a main detail. It's fine to use foam, but you really need those crisp plastic edges sometimes. Bit of Mega Bloks, connects, more printer plastic. That's looking pretty looted. Hey, and the other one is too. Keep that train rolling and loot the legs. Same principle here, a bunch of nice plastic panels and bread tub, and then some foam panels to flesh it all out. And a few underhanging panels here. Same treatment on the other side, and then rivets. I spend a bunch of time fiddling with the tweezers and getting frustrated before I remember to use my custom wax on a stick tool to easily place the rivets in a dollop of glue. The talons get riveted up too, so now finally I can assemble this thing. Slap on the torso, position the arms, and voila! Well, actually don't celebrate yet, we need to loot this torso. And believe it or not, I had some bits available. Start with this whiteout roller split in half and attached as a kind of mechanical donk. very cool round printer component to bridge the gap, and then a dangerous Kinder Egg truck body. Subscribe if you would swallow this small vehicle. A few random tubes from a water pistol, building toy, old baby monitor, or some random exhaust pipes. Wait, we need DACA, and therefore DACA holders. I split this soap lid into some interesting curved armor panels and thicken up that profile with foam. After some pruning and filling and filing, they become convincing and satisfying chunky armor shells. These will attach here, probably. First, I encase some of the Tyranid armor in a reinforcing mesh or fencing, made from screen. Bending and hammering this into the carapace as a foundation for looting seems very normal and humane. Choo-choo chest detail, add the DACA holders with lid spacers, then split another slightly different lid to bulk out the derriere with rounded tanks. Look at these obliques from a car door. Lids for the above leg piston zone, some mega blocks to reinforce the armored DACA zone. And now to fill the DACA zone we have various tubes. This wall thickness is bad and doesn't look like a convincing cannon. You know we don't settle for no flimsy pop can thickness gun barrels on this channel. Plastic washers give that ideal implied thickness. And in they go. There is still some open space, so I'll just fill it up with garden wire piping. I use needle nose pliers to bend the angles more accurately, so it has some straight sections and doesn't just look like a wonky noodle. Get a couple of overlapping pipe blobs and then the standard banding made from soap pump tube donuts. That piping looks good, all going in the same direction. Let's follow that. And we arrive in Symmetry Town, where I add some slightly symmetrical elements to give a bit of balance despite the chaotic orky construction. Tube cover things and some dangling support pieces up here. What did I roll for hands? Printer plastic and other weathered chunks get added to extend the DACA holder zone into the derriere. Flank slab and plastic cap converted into buttocks tank detail, along with this plastic hinge which leads into weathered chunks traveling upstream from derriere to DACA. Tube break, tube, panel, panel, panel. Megablocks greavage, cable plugs, and probably another Kinder toy fragment, and a nice little angled step. Return to the organic section with the addition of Tyranid ankle barbs. Foam shape, solidified with Mod Podge. Let's go back to the 16th century and prepare some wooden dentures with narrow stir stick slices. Filed while they are still on the trunk and then lopped off and bent around a loop of foam. A bit of last minute filing to attempt a rally. I wasn't sold on the technique, but I think the results will shock you. Aluminum jaw mandibles and, oh yeah, I rolled mandibles. And a chin silhouette approximation is added and slathered in hot glue. Custom authentic Milla Grilla green stuff is made from Milliput, utilizing the ball roll mix method, and green stuff, utilizing the pancake mix method, and combined using the roll method, cause it's fun and effective. I completely forgot how to sculpt, so I basically mash on various sheets of putty and use tools that may or may not be intended for sculpting to smush it around. You gotta lock in those teeth with a dentist-approved healthy gum line and then flesh out the flesh of the mandibles. This was kinda rough. Yeah, it kinda looks like this creature didn't fully survive the looting process. That's grim. And dark. Oh yeah, I also tried to make these like hoof-top pointy danglers and a tongue, apparently, from a putty point. I found this miniature Apple Pro Oculus Rift in the park, and it's the perfect piece to protect me from having to do any more sculpting. And not just because it wasn't going well, I'm also lazy. Some bits of a Spider-Man launcher as additional mechanical mandibles, and now we need more panels. Hanger half clasp, and this portion of a blade holder. Wait, neck pad first, and this portion of a blade holder. A few panels, and this portion of a blade holder. Plastic teeth details, and then rivets applied with my nifty wax tool that I invented after CC Minis showed it in a video, and I invented it. And then we can start the overindulgent rivet montage a la Bill. One more hanger clasp snip to make an adorable little grot viewport. Liquidy Tamiya goop putty onto the rubbery pipes so that the primer will actually stick. Some sand onto the base, I guess. Who cares? Cause look, it's primed. Who cares how we got here? I mix up some Harry Potter unicorn blood. Yummy. And other metallics with my best brush. Paint goes on and then gets darkened with a custom dark wash. Then more metallics dry brushed over the top after deloading the brush on the mandatory dry brush palette. Crack the ancient SB red, which is still kicking, and apply paint using the method. Black 4.1 applied using the method. Let's badly paint in some white checker detail here and there to keep that theme alive. Ooh, add some checkers on the back and whoa, is that an H? Whoosh, that can only be in reference to the proficient lore knower, Hannah. Actually, just an escaped grot on the run from Mr. Jamie Workshop for discovering their darkest secret. Don't worry, Hannah. James Workshop wouldn't dare enter my lab. Okay, well, we better cover that up. I can't be seen showing preferential treatment. Okay, maybe just a little bit. Shh, that's our secret. I lay down a nice coat of yellow on the thighs, and using my custom sponge brush, I add some caution stripes. Wait, that means if you get stepped... leave a comment if you know what that means. Ooh, and on the forehead too. Hey, now if you get rammed, it's... well, you know. Brass on some gubbins and pipes, and then a nice dark wash to begin the red panel tinting. Let that flow down. Roll out the rust wash, now with even more rust. It's all frothy orange and rusty, and that pretty much covers all the main types of rust, except for the vertex geese. I apply the simple teal mixture to the copper brass type parts, but then I realized this is actually a really great complement to the red, so I pick out a few more spots around the armor. Messing with the mismatched drying time of the varnish and medium to create deliberate water staining on the pipes. I forget exactly how I used to do this, but I trudge forward and make a passable heat discoloration effect. I found this great video on replicating the scheme from this awesome codex cover, and then I found another video ripping off that first video, not actually. And then I decided that I would rip it off, actually, but just way worse. First, everything is black, and then I make a kind of purplish glaze to start this gradient. And soon, my poor sculpting started to become more and more evident. Again, thanks for nothing, Alan. I use inks and stuff to build up to a brighter red, and then maybe like an orangish red. I am not doing this theme any justice. You gotta see those two excellent videos, really. Okay, so we're gonna go with the purple here. I might have stopped watching the tutorial, but then it gets more red. Okay, look at these slashes. Who does this guy think he is? All right, we got the orange, and then some bone. The carapace is hit with various grays, and then a purple glaze for a bit of a tint, and maybe a bit of red on there too. Fleshified mouth zone, and then this kind of neat idea that I had for a sort of overlapping purple and red dots to create a sort of transition. Reverse whitening of the teeth with brown wash, and then re-whitening just before the big photo op. Do we care about the base? It gets rockified with dry brushing and other tones so that I can show Bill.
Hello? Hello? Is that Scratchy Bashing? I don't really watch your channel, I'm going to be honest. It's been like over a month, and we're still kind of waiting for your big bot bash entry. So I thought I'd just check in. Is that it there? I mean, I know you like Warhammer and that, but it's not really like a Warhammer-y thing. Look, whatever, mate. Just pop big bot bash hashtag on there, and maybe someone will watch it. I mean, good luck.
Well, anyway, here it is. What do you think? Do I need to repaint these Tyranid parts? Let me know. Want to initiate and or fortify our parasocial relationship? Well, go and join Patreon. It even has a free tier now. For free. Can you believe it? Remember that a bunch of my friends have made videos which you can find in the playlist below. Go and loot their comment sections with the green heart of the orc. And if you find a negative comment on your journey, hit them up with a classic, "No, you." You can even loot this video's comment section with the heart and find a negative comment and reply, "No, you." Or you can leave a negative comment. See if I care. I do care. Please subscribe. I love you. Goodbye. Oh, you thought I forgot the lore. Yeah. Nope.